The gig economy is disrupting everything. It's an emerging domain where companies hire workers for specific projects or gigs. Now, currently, the new economy is booming. As anyone who just Googles the term on-demand gig economy already knows or can learn quickly. It's changing the business world and the world at large, and in general, it's changing everything. Well, there's also really good news if you understand how it's changed. So in today's video, I'm delivering the good news about the myth that it's difficult to transform your business into the new economic realities, and how it's so important, because if you don't change, you're going to be left dead in the water. So it's all contrary, really. Actually, it's far more difficult not to make the transition. Now, at ondemandgigeconomy.com, we offer access to education courses for career advancements to basically happier work, more free time, and earning enough to have the life that you love. There at ondemandgigeconomy.com, that is, we show you proven ways to develop your gig business and to simplify marketing too by tapping into the lifelong learners market. People are happiest when they're learning something new. Now, here's how we have simplified working in this new digital economy for you. For example, I suggest you start selling your anything, and that we specifically recommend selling an online education courses. I'm going to tell you about some new marketplaces, new platforms that have made it super easy to do that. And this can be about your passion and how you can sell it even before you produce it. I'm covering that just ahead. And I'm going to begin this video with the key advice that I've gotten from people like Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, and literally hundreds of other top performers over the years, from the hundreds of interviews that I've done in my Keys to Success in action shows. Now, the difference between amateurs and professionals is simple. Professionals get paid for their efforts. Now, you can even become president of the United States if you simply take action one step at a time, and you know who's proven that. Now, even if they can't predict the outcome, you have to get started. Don't worry about the outcome. Find some way, any way in the world to get started. So let's just get you started taking the first steps. Now, personally, I built a multi-million-dollar business by simplifying the steps needed. People are in information overload, and I've broken it down into doable actions. That's really always been the difference between success and failure. Now, I made my own success happen using my own audio education course. I did that to help me sell my own media mentoring services. After people heard about my course, they heard it, they listened to it, they understood me, understood my background, and literally they could not wait to hire me. My sales success became totally predictable because I took the actions that I knew were needed. Now, a funny thing happens, guys. The people who do what it takes to succeed, succeed. And those who don't, don't. It's really that simple. Now, let me tell you really a pretty dramatic story. I taught one of my clients after he came to me, and he had described himself during our very first meeting as a miserable failure. He told me a story about he had tried and tried and failed, and he asked me if I could help him. So I listened to the story that he was using to describe his product. I changed only one thing: his branding story. The one he was using was actually minimizing the value of his product. And what we did is we turned it around, we told a different story, we put it in a different perspective, and one that maximized the value of his product. That changed everything. So changing that one thing changed everything, enough to go on from being a self-described miserable failure to becoming a $200 million success story, selling the exact same product. No kidding. Call me, I'll tell you the whole story. Success can be as close as changing your personal branding, attraction, presentation. I've studied attraction. I know what stories attract people to your offer. There's some really powerful ideas that I've learned. So right now, I'm going to reveal to you exactly, as promised, the step-by-step process of how to maximize your own value with your own online education course, which you can sell before you produce it. So we're really at an intersection of two hot areas of business. One is the on-demand gig economy, and two is online education. When those two things intersect, It's like combining things to create nitroglycerin. You know, you can get a real explosion very, very quickly. So here's how to simplify marketing. I'm going to go through those steps with you first. Step number one. Check your mindset. The economy has changed. Are you in a growth mindset or are you in a fixed mindset? So in other words, are you stuck in the past? If you're stuck in the past, then my friends, the first thing you need to do is either stop watching this video altogether, go do something else with your time. But what I would suggest that you do is go Google the term on-demand gig economy and the expansion of online education courses for career advancement and to tap into that lifelong learners market. Now, if you believe that you know more than they all do, then you are probably in a fixed mindset. But if you are already in a growth mindset, then you're in the right place, and this video is for you. So what I suggest is that you set your financial growth goal for yourself. Because if you don't visualize your own financial growth goals, then you're acting like an amateur. And as I said, amateurs don't get paid. I personally earned over $1 million a year for about 15 straight years from my own audio courses. So I suggest you tell yourself right now, by the end of 1 year, I'm going to earn a number. It could be $10,000 in sales or $50,000 in sales or $1 million or more. Set yourself a financial growth goal at a figure you're comfortable with, excited enough to take action, but your goal should be something challenging but achievable. So, step number two. I learned the hard way that finding your niche can be a real bitch. And that's why I'm a proponent of actively selling your course before you produce it. Use the marketplace as a tool to find and verify your niche. If you don't do that, it can be a very, very costly mistake. Now, let this system help you find your audience and verify the market too at the same time. I want to help you transform to make any changes you need to make to become alignable with your personal passion, with your niche, and with your achievable financial goals in your personal branding attraction course. So you'll have a happier business and a happier life. Step number three. Now, step number three is find a need and fill it. Sounds pretty basic, but you need to do that now within your passion so you can do the work you love. So you need to identify an everyday problem that you know people have and that you can help them with to achieve a real world transformation in their life. People don't want to buy a course. They want to buy a transformation that will solve their problem within your niche. Now, this is a great reason to do that and a great reason to join our Facebook group. This is like an online workspace to get peer feedback for you about your niche. That's why one of the reasons we're doing it. There's a whole myriad of reasons, but that's a big one. So your course that you teach will become far more profitable for you by aligning it properly with people that you can truly help by providing a real transformation for them in their lives. These are the people who will be truly committed to working with you to make a change in their lives. And that's going to make things a lot more fun and a lot more profitable for you to work with those people. Step number four, and this is really great news, guys. Like I say, two of the hottest trends have crossed paths. We're at an important intersection that will help you transform your personal branding attraction course so that it will work and you can sell it in the on-demand gig economy. Now, these new marketplaces are like TV channels where you can use your course like a TV infomercial to sell your coaching. So you can use even a free audio book giveaway or an online course, and I'm going to tell you where to host it and everything else. So we want to recommend how to quickly build a registration page for free so you can start building your course with line items. Just line out like an outline about the things that you know are key that you can really help people with in your niche. So you can produce that, and then that will later on help you produce your audio course. More on that in a minute. But this is one of the ways that we quickly help you to simplify your marketing down to this. First, test your course outline by posting it online. We'll tell you where. Next, see how people react to it. You can then adjust the outline from their feedback. Ask them to prepay for it and expand your course sales and marketing from there. Test, put it up there, observe their reaction, adjust accordingly, and then expand from there. That's how I made sales in my own audio courses and went on from bust to boom with $1 million a year in annual sales for 15 years. And that was selling my own coaching or media marketing, mentoring services, whatever you want to call it, consultation, call it whatever. Now we've simplified these steps further, so it's no longer hard. It's simpler than ever. I could do it then because I was an NBC producer. Now anybody can do it. So just create the bullet points that explain the problems that your course is going to solve and that will bring about a transformation for your students in the niche that you are most passionate about working in, so everybody's happy. Step number 5. Now is the time to start promoting your online course or audio book or teleclass, whatever you want to call it. In fact, you can even use free conference call or you can do a webinar. And I'll teach you how to simplify that webinar creation ahead in this video. Now, there are several simplified ways to do this. If you already have an email list, you can simply start sending out, promoting it to your free class and landing page to your email list. If you don't already have one, we can help you to simplify email list building. And that's another course, and just ask me about it. But it's much simpler to do, and we've got a guaranteed way to do it. It's really cool. Nobody else has this. We built it, we created it because we saw that there was a real need for people who don't have a list to get one. Okay, but you can also post your personal branding attraction, your presentation in our Facebook group or in the on-demand gig economy marketplace. And we're going to tell you about that. Like I said, they're like places where if you had a TV commercial and you could place it on a TV channel for free, wouldn't you do that? Well, that's what these new on-demand gig economy, some of them are like. So we're going to tell you more about that. Like I say, if you have no email list, then you can use Facebook Live or Facebook ads or post your course on meetup.com and spend very little money to create awareness and drive traffic to your course landing page to get people registered for your course or telesales or webinar. Next is number 6. Hosting your course connection telecourses, webinars, or Facebook Live webinars. For most of you guys, I personally suggest starting with a telecourse first. It's so much easier using something like freeconferencecall.com or Skype audio because there's so many advantages by starting in this simplified way over trying to start out with the much more complicated live webinar that combines both audio and visuals. You're still going to be able to use your audio with visuals, but you do it one step at a time. I'm going to tell you how to do that, because that is a great way to simplify webinar marketing. So there's many, many more demands on you when hosting a live visual webinar, especially at the beginning, because the visual aspects complicate everything by tenfold. It's 10 times more work, 10 times more stress than delivering an effective telecourse. Now, if you already have an awesome personal or product branding attraction presentation story, you can tell it with audio, record it, and then enhance that later with branding graphics. So, that way you can eliminate the stress of doing everything live. And if you need to, you can find someone to interview you on your telecourse about your niche. Your course topic will explain your transformation solution to explain how you can help people. That's how simple this really can be. Number 7. Now you're ready to sell your paid offer of what we call a boot camp. Now, it's a series of live teleclasses, webinars, Facebook Live webinars, or courses, and these can become evergreen products that you're able to sell for years to come. A boot camp. Now, what's that? Well, it can be a series of calls, and you can include an optional PDF workbook which can include all the visuals you want to go with your teleclass. Then it's almost like the same power as a webinar. Something live, and it can be on mobile or online. Now this boot camp, this is where you then deliver the course information with a solution to the everyday problem that you enjoy talking about and helping people with. That's what you're going to be talking about in the boot camp telecourses, webinars, or Facebook Live sessions. So your first one is free. But at the end, you're making a paid offer of what we like to call a boot camp. Now, number 8, producing the training boot camp. Well, now's the time to go back to your Bootcamp course landing page. Remember where you posted your solution bullet points. Go back to your webinar registration page, and there you'll see the outline that you're going to be able to offer people, and you can use that outline to create a 4-week, a 6-week, an 8-week, 10-week, 12-week boot camp of education courses online. Number 9. This is the part where you host your first training and record it. So you've got all your training materials ready to go. Now you've got to deliver the course to your students. These are the people who have paid you money. Now you have to get busy giving them the information that will solve their everyday problem in your niche. Remember, your course is step by step, week by week. So you're going to have the time that you need to create course segments as you go. So you can start solving their problems with your transformational course and getting their feedback to include in the subsequent sessions that you're going to offer them. So think only about progress step by step, not perfectionism. Now, since your bootcamp course is what you love doing, you're going to be able to deliver it with passion, inspired determination, and even tranquility. Because you know this is your topic. You are the professor of this particular course. So you can provide 80% education, and you want to provide maybe 20% creativity along with a little fun and adventure to keep them interested and really make it sink in. My attitude about Facebook Live is this is the place where anything goes, mistakes and all. It doesn't matter because they get to spend time with their favorite professor, you. And then you can take the Facebook Live, edit it, clean it up, add graphics, whatever you want, but just spend time with your students so they get the sense of being with somebody that can really help them. So remember, you are the professor and you want them to love you because you're going to give them everything they need. That's my goal, not to be perfect or flawless, but rather to be sincere about helping my students step by step accomplish a truly transformational goal. Because I want to bring the material alive for them. So that's why I believe in combining boot camps with coursework, plus adventure and creativity to keep it fun and interesting for everybody, including you. Now, creativity is what makes the course sink in, as I said. You want it to stay with your students, and that's why they'll get a true transformation in their own life, and people are happy when they're learning something new. And now, step 10, the final step. This is a key component. Learning how to simplify marketing in the on-demand gig economy, which is where we're all doing business today, if we recognize that or not. Now, this is the way you can improve or fine-tune your packaging, your branding. You have all the time that you need to take it and improve the first course to make it worth even more money, and you can also raise the price if it becomes more valuable. So simply start adding more branding attraction components to your course product. This is the reason I advise you to record your boot camp to help you earn while you're learning. While you're teaching, you're also learning and you're earning. That's how you can simplify marketing by pre-selling your course. So whether you record a live teleclass with something like free conference call or Skype, if you took the more challenging route of a webinar, that's fine too. You can do that if you're up to it. Either way, you can add all the branding bells and whistles you want using a screen capture software such as Camtasia to upgrade your course, your visuals, your workbook, create an evergreen course to sell more product at a higher price to more people more often because you won't need to deliver the course live any longer. So using a low-cost teleclass, that's where you can create 90% of your course with only 10% of the amount of work or stress that's required by putting on a webinar. So then you can take your time adding the slides, graphics, using Camtasia to sell what looks like a live webinar on your online course platform. There are online course platforms that we recommend to use for your bootcamp. Now, these new on-demand gig economy marketplaces are part of the way that we recommend that you use to simplify your marketing steps that are needed to sell your product before you create it. And now I'd like to help prime the pump of your first action step of taking the simple visualization step of actually posting your belief system, your financial growth goal right here, right now in the comments below. So you can really personally commit to moving forward step by step toward selling your online course before producing it. Now, if you're interested in getting more help, then join our Facebook group named On Demand Gig Economy, because it's like a free shared workspace to launch your project and get feedback from your peers even before you produce them. For OnDemandGigEconomy.com, thanks for joining me. I'm Mike Hayes.